everyone. Okay, I got all the buttons pushed. Welcome to the final episode of Hollow Secrets, a Cyberpunk Red mini campaign that we've been working on here, set in the Appalachian Mountains in a little small town in the time of the Red. Did you know those still existed? They do. They're struggling though. But I'm just gonna hop on in to all of the fun stuff for tonight. So, a little recap on just our general campaign so far. Our crew here lives in the town of Pine Hollow, where, while secluded with clean water and food and good times, they've learned they may not be as secluded and as secretive as they thought they were, as there is a bit of a gang problem, mob problem, organized crime problem in which Vincent, the basically mob boss in town, has been working with some mysterious figures in the woods that have turned out to be the Ghost Crew, a big biker gang that runs up and down the East Coast, that has taken over this old Militech facility, and they are up to something, but we're not quite sure what. But we know that Vincent did piss off the leader of this group, Johnny, and has been done kidnapped. And thanks to all of y'all's looking into and, snooping at first and then, very purposeful business deals, you have been kind of invited into the siege on this from kind of the council in town, which is also the bingo night that both Dylan and Joe had got invited into and learned all these secrets and all the nonsense that is going on kind of a little deeper into the town, shadows here. But we pick up as y'all have made it to the Militech facility. You have Sister Bailey's, you have Sister Patron, you have Grammy Gwen, and a few other people that you recognize from town that have kind of come to help, unfortunately, get Vincent back. Well, no one really wants him back. Know that there's going to be a problem if he just randomly disappears, And so, they've kind of laid out the general plan that they are willing to guns a-blazing and distract from the front while y'all actually get in, get whatever information you would like, and get Vincent and get out of there. And so that is where we will kind of start. We'll say y'all are still kind of back into the more woodsy area. You haven't quite made it into view of the Militech facility, so that way you can plan and coordinate properly. But what is kind of y'all's plan of attack, you think? Y'all do know that Ivy was able to grab a couple of masks and a couple of suits. You do have those to your disposal if y'all are able to use them. You do, I believe, have at least the numbers of the code for the actual security itself that you can kind of start working on to maybe break in a door. And you also know a piping system that leads to like some grates inside the facility. Granted, that would take a little bit of tool working to get them up, but also another option. And then whatever else you'll think of. I just remember those are the ones that were mentioned last time. So, what do y'all think y'all would like to do?
Well, once we get there, I think in the vehicle, Ivy is just typing away on her computer, trying to build a code thing to hack, so it doesn't alert the system, preferably.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and roll for me an electronic security as you're just kind of essentially going through the possibilities here and trying to write a code that won't terrify the security system.
Mm,
Ooh.
it's an
So
11.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely going, but it's one of those things where, what, I think it was like five numbers. That's a lot of different options. And knowing that this was a Militech facility and probably still has some Militech level security stuff in it, you've got some code that you feel comfortable enough with for a normal building, but still feel a little hesitant throwing this on a Militech door, like trying to break in with it. But you could have a better idea once you get up there if you want to start doing some manual stuff. This is just kind of your pre-planning.
Yeah.
I
Where
don't
are we
remember.
finding
Did
that,
y'all
guys?
get Ella to come or no?
I thought that was part of
Uh,
the plan.
Okay.
I think
Ella,
so.
yes. Mallory, possibly.
Mallory is for sure there already with
Or no, 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 no. Ella was a no because I said she can't die.
Oh,
Oh
right,
yeah.
yeah,
that's
yeah,
right. That's right.
yeah. And then I had Bonita.
Bonita. Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
and then our lovely MedTech is on standby.
Beautiful. Yes, and I believe y'all, yeah, you did at least have Ella's Jeep, so I think, yeah, the crew was hanging with the Jeep as well. Okay. Making sure I have all the right character sheets up on the handy dandy Cyberpunk Red Companion app. If y'all don't have it, it's great. There we are. Beautiful. Okay, so y'all kind of pull up, and we'll say that Sister Bailey's is in one of the cars, and kind of jumps up and comes over to the side of your Jeep. Just like, well, it seems like they fixed the turrets since we've been gone, though it doesn't seem like there's much movement outside. I don't know if that has if that's a good sign or a bad sign, I guess. But, I mean, we can just start making some noise and try and draw them out, or
We should hide first if we're gonna try to sneak around them.
do y'all want to go in the front? Are we trying to draw them out far enough that y'all go in the front door, or?
Well, we do know the entrance through the gate, like the storm grate. Um, that that'll at least get us inside, and we
Yeah.
possibly have the code to get through that first door.
The code, by the way, was inside of the building,
Yeah.
like in the gate.
We would just have to get, because from what I remember, there was the storm drain, and then there was a grate on top that you could come through, and then there was a door once you're inside that we saw him using. Unless I'm totally off.
Nope,
No.
that's right.
That's right.
Okay. If we try to, if they start banging around when we go in there, we might want to have more hands at. I don't know about us going through the front. I can pick locks pretty well,
Me
but
too.
I'm up for whatever.
On a scale from 0 to how high can it go? I have a 13 and pick lock.
Okay, yours is better than mine, or I've got a 10, so yours is definitely better than mine.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything in to lockpick.
I'm so good at thieving, even though I would never thief.
Like, you just need that dexterity that works just as well for picking logs as it does building machinery.
She had to learn how to pick locks because her dad loved locks and everything was locked up once he died, and she didn't know where the keys were.
Yeah, there you go. It's like, well, I mean, whatever y'all plan, I guess, yeah, we can try and make as much noise and maybe hide any sort of entry you'll need to do. But I think the longer we stand around here, the more possibilities that they're going to find out ahead of time, or a little that we're here.
Yeah, it's about 10, 15 more feet until the turret noticed us last time.
If we
Wonderful.
skirt further around, or we just get lost in the chaos. One of the two.
I vote not lost in the chaos. Isn't that bad? Wouldn't that be bad? That sounds like it's bad.
Well, I mean, we just would be unnoticed in the chaos of a firefight breaking out in the front. You can slip through, but
Wouldn't
Also-
you get shot though?
it's entirely a possibility. But
Possibly.
if you believe it won't, then you won't.
If you believe you won't get shot, you won't get shot.
Yeah.
I don't think that's how that works as she starts to try to explain physics and guns and all that stuff that Nikki knows jack shit about.
So I guess the biggest question is, do we want to move before, during, or after? Like, how do we want to start out? Do we want to start heading over there right now before things get started, or do we want to like let
I
it
think
get going and then go?
I think we should start sneaking so we're out of line of sight and attention is drawn directly to them, at least, and then move through wherever to get to the drain.
Yeah, and y'all can kind of, stay in the forested area, as this is just in the middle of a clearing, and so you can probably get to the forest until you get to that old lake bed runoff area. Then yeah, if that is the plan, Sister Bailey just kind of smiled. She's like, all right, give us about a minute before we start making noise, so good luck. And she'll turn around and it's got one of the little truck bed covers and pushes it back where you just see an ungodly amount of weaponry in the back of this old Silverado pickup truck. And they're all just pulling out different things. You see Sister Patron grabs just a straight up rocket launcher and grenade launcher and walks up to the front to where the turret kind of starts to activate, and she just shoots the grenade directly towards where this onto the ceiling where this turret is, and it goes off and everyone kind of runs into different positions. Would you all roll a stealth check for me as you'll try to creep along the tree? And is Bonita coming with or staying with Althea, Dr. Althea at the Jeep?
I don't think we gotten that far in terms of if I know Althea was waiting at the Jeep. I think Bonita was coming with, unless Bonita prefers to stay at the Jeep. Either makes sense.
She's like, I can go. In
Happy to
case
have
we
you
need
along.
answers out of Vincent now.
Show Vincent his favorite color.
I'll show him something. I don't like him. Anyway, let's go. She'll grab him. Just pops out her little pistol, makes sure it's loaded, and pops it back down into her arm. And we'll start sneaking with y'all, which I put her character sheet in here too to make my life easy. So let me stealth roll her. Ooh, Ivy's invisible with a 25. Bonita got a 15. So as y'all are kind of going around the back, kind of staying into the woods here, it's definitely not quiet. So thankfully y'all would have had to really goof up to be seen, or pulled the turret's attention at some point for some reason, but thankfully have not. As you see now, the turrets are fully, both of them are pointed in. One of them is starting to kind of come down with the grenade launch, and then the follow up, as now there are a few individuals that are kind of running out and peeking out of the front door and starting to shoot. And also, y'all can't see, but I'm going to throw these guys from the side, have kind of started running out on that. I'm assuming just by the map that y'all are kind of coming around the right side of the building because it's closer to the trees and closer to the drain and that area that y'all would have went before. And you do see that there is a one of the metal doors that is on the side there does slide open, and a guy kind of in the suit and everything glitches out the door and is, looking wildly around. But y'all do have a moment to react if you would like to do anything in this moment, or let him continue on and y'all keep sneaking. But he is standing there and there is an open door behind him.
I could EMP him and then his suit would stop working.
You would need to damage the suit first. You would know that at least, that it does have some sort of shielding on it, but once you break through that shielding, an EMP would work.
If I sneak up behind him, I could put the EMP underneath of his helmet, out of his mask, down his shirt.
Just tuck it in on the back of the bodysuit.
Yeah. So I don't have to go through the armor. I just have to sneak behind and stick it directly on him. It'll be
You
fine.
need a distraction.
Oh, I don't know if I was being serious or not, but that
I mean,
actually
one
was-
of you could also shoot him and hopefully do enough to damage the armor, and then throw the EMP if you want. Or y'all can keep along your track and come in the back and let him go get in the fire.
What do you guys think?
I mean, it's an open door. It's a much easier access point. It would make it quicker than sneaking through the pipes. Downside is if we botch this, we're already going in hurt.
And we also don't know the way through from that point.
No.
Or I guess
Yeah, I
Well-
mean, we could reasonably, I think, get back to where we were.
either
at
way,
least.
it's going to
Yeah.
be a trust struggle. So that,
Yeah.
Didn't
that
we
doesn't
find
count as
blueprints or
much.
something? Maybe.
I don't
think we were
think
dead.
so.
Yeah.
Maybe mixing up games.
Sorry, what?
I was mixing up games, I guess. Ivy doesn't know, but she's already like I mean, if the guy just steps out, she's just gonna try to like step around him to stop the door from closing all the way.
Hmm.
Since she's so stealthy. And then let stronger people deal with the person.
Okay. I will have you do another additional stealth check, though, as you are going to be kind of coming out into the open, but you are starting definitely at an advantage being so
20.
hidden currently. Hell yeah. So let me roll his perception. Definitely at a little bit of a disadvantage as they are clearly kind of looking towards the front and trying to see what the noise is up there. Where is this guy? This character sheet. There it is. That is a 19. So just barely misses. As I mean, you would have tried on these little helmets. There's a little bit of a blind spot on the sides where it fits. It's not a perfect view, and they're already kind of starting to turn and go down the front of the building, just a couple of steps away from the door, and you're able to kind of creep out of the trees that are kind of closest to this area and get your kind of foot in the door just before it closes, and it's kind of like auto sensor registers you and opens up before it's able to shut and lock back. But currently is still looking, definitely not like running towards the action, but is seeming to be ready in case something is coming from that side of the building. So if anyone else wants to sneak into this door, I need you to also do that.
Suppose we'll sneak it in the door.
Okay.
Another 20.
Nice. Yep, Bonita got a 20 as well. That is the number of the night so far.
Mm-hmm.
So, Dylan, if you would like to sneak as well, you
Yes,
can
I
attempt.
would.
The DV
Sorry,
is
my roll
19 as they're on it.
Jesus.
Oh, you're good. Here, I can actually.
I will attempt it. Sorry.
Ooh, a critical failure,
Yeah, I'm not
unfortunately,
surprised.
with a whopping 6. Dylan, you kind of start to follow suit a little quickly. There's a lot going on. It's a little nerve-wracking, and your foot kind of catches on a little bit of a tree branch and just like face plant directly into the open behind this guy, who immediately whips around, looks like has weapon already drawn from this. You see that they've got a pistol in their hand, and turns and levels it towards Dylan. For ease, let's all roll quick initiative to see how we deal with this situation. This is what I need.
Do we need our tokens out?
If you would like, just for ease, you're more than welcome to.
Okay. I just didn't know about because I know roll 20 can be finicky sometimes.
Yeah. I think you should be able to
rolls.
roll without it.
Okay.
Sometimes it hates it. Oh, nice.
Well, that's good at least.
Let's see what we got for this guy. Rolled a 5 plus 8. So just barely beats Chris. And then Bonita rolls, Jesus, Bonita, 24. This is like her 3rd critical success today. How? Okay, so we got
She's cool. Terrifyingly cool.
yes. It makes sense. Bonito's really on it, as they were still kind of behind Dylan. They were coming in with the taking up the rear here, and then we'll put here, and then Chris. As I think Bonita pops up her pistol, like is still in the trees. This guy doesn't notice him yet, and like levels it at him and just looks at you, Chris, like, yeah, do I do it?
Do we already hear gunfire?
Oh yeah, there is explosions
then
happening
yeah.
at this point. Yeah, all right,
I'll nod then. Just the nod of like, go hard.
do it. All right, so she is going to go. Let's see, what is her stat? Is she gonna headshot this guy? Because that would be fun. What's her handgun at? Holy fuck, she's got a plus 14 to handgun. She's probably gonna headshot him, because it's a whopping 13 to hit right now. And she literally got a 13. Just barely. Why didn't it roll the damage? How do I do that? I guess I do that myself. No. Oh, I do it again, then I hit damage. Ooh, fancy. Oh, that's garbage damage, though, because there's a couple of 1s in there. Or a 1 and a 3, so that's 15. The armor, I believe I said, was 11. So that makes 8 damage is now going to go through, because it doubles since it was a headshot. She's very heavy pistol, so that is her only shot, but she is going to run up and kind of join with y'all in case y'all need to, like, pop in the door really quickly. Dylan, that is your turn. Since you did fumble, you are technically proned. I don't fully remember how it works in Cyberpunk, but I always kind of default to like my homebrew that I use for D&D, of where you can either use your action to stand up or your move. So basically you can either stand up and do something or stand up and run.
Okay.
I think it is just movement,
I
but
think it is movement normally.
I guess I would like to stand, and then if I can shoot, I would like to.
Absolutely. And I mean, he's definitely close enough too that you're going to be in that sweet spot if you have like a shotgun or a pistol.
I've got a heavy pistol, actually.
Beautiful. So, yeah, all you have to do is beat a 13.
Okay. Uh, 27.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Terrible
27. Hey, look, we get to use 2 homebrew rules at one time. If I allow anyone that does a critical success on a hit like this and beats the DV by 10 or more, you get to roll an extra D6. I stole that from
heck
Witcher. So go ahead and roll one more D6 for me. Help out that
Witcher.
1, 2, 3 damage roll.
I know, right? 7.
Another one.
Literally
Oh,
just
jeez.
seconds ago, I accidentally spilled a giant container of dog food. So like, it's just my night, guys. I
It's not
apologize.
Look, Roll20's been doing this thing lately where like the actual rolls are like hidden, but then the damage is nothing. It has been every game I've ran in the last month. It's like the damage is so low, but they constantly hit. Let me do that. I gotta remember my armor here. Okay. That is not how you spell that word. Okay. That then do you want to kind of like run into the door or run kind of with the crew?
Yes, I would. And then it
Oh
has
wait,
a rate
no.
of fire
Sorry,
too.
you
Does that mean
shot.
I get to shoot twice? Or...
Yes, you can shoot one more time,
Okay,
and I lied. I
would like
forgot
to
you were
shoot
prone,
again.
so you are gonna be able to shoot, but you're gonna kind of still be standing there with them.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'll just hold my ground and just pew pew.
Beautiful.
And then I do have armor piercing.
Oh, nice.
So I ablate armor by 2 instead of 1.
Beautiful.
When I would ablate armor.
All right.
And a 17 for 7
17.
points of damage.
Another 7. All righty.
Hey, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah, and it goes. Okay, that then brings us to this guy. Oh boy. Where is this character sheet? Here it is. Combat. Still has his pistol in hand, so I think it's probably going to just do that. Probably at you, Dylan, since you are standing there in the line of fire shooting at him. What is your ref score?
I have a reflex score of 7.
7. Okay, so he's gonna shoot based on a range chart here.
And then I have armor. I don't know what that does exactly.
Perfect. Yep.
but-
So, well, one, he doesn't hit because why does he have an armor penalty? He should not have an armor penalty. He has normal armor. Oh no, he doesn't. He has heavier armor, but that is wrong. That's a me goof, not a that. But he's gonna miss anyway. But yeah, basically armor is just going to fully subtract the damage that you would take that round. So he whiffs it big time. Head is still a little bit ringing from Bonita absolutely doming him. And then that does bring us to Chris. I think is he gonna hold his ground? Hold on, let me see. He might scoot up kind of a little bit closer to the edge in case he needs to run away from y'all, but is still very much in that like close range. So what would you like to do, Chris?
I would almost third person this, which while fun is, I think Chris is going to shoot with the pop a pistol almost in a very like similar fashion to the way Bonita did just a moment ago,
Beautiful.
and will kind of keep the door space clear itself for Dylan to move through. So let me make that roll
Absolutely.
for gun.
Gun. Hit
Pop
with
up.
gun.
Hit with gun. 15 to hit
15 will hit.
for
that is
10 damage.
10. All right. So you pop one off as well towards him.
I'll pop a second one off because it's a heavy, not a very heavy.
Beautiful. More.
17 for
17.
4. Geez, what
4
the heck?
damage? Come on.
I
game.
love roll 20.
Jeez Louise.
It's so
yeah.
good at rolling high numbers. Anyway,
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Two
So
shots.
y'all are pinging at it, and I think with between the 4 shots between the two of you, you do see that this kind of like Vanta black like fabric is starting to rip a bit, of where you can see the very weird silvery kind of metallic texture that is the actual suit itself under this, as it's starting to kind of like rip apart. It's not, you haven't penetrated through it, but it is like goofing up. Though Ivy, if you did want to use an AP, you know the helmet has been super damaged. That then, yeah, brings us to Bonita, who will probably just for good measure do one more little shot at them. Attack. Oh man, even with a critical failure, still made it with a 14.
Yay!
Because it was a 1 and then another 1, but then has such high everything else. Okay, so that is going to be damage. Okay, 18. Thank you, Cyberpunk Companion app, for rolling really good RNG for our damage here. Appreciate it. So that is going to be another 7 damage to get through. Now the body armor is officially damaged. That brings it to good thumb there. Dylan, would you like to run in the door?
Yes, I'd still like to pew pew this guy as I go.
Absolutely.
Roll my attack. 18. For 15
18
points of damage.
Oh, not only is it 15, but there are 2 6s in there, which means a critical injury. Could you roll 2 more
Heck yeah.
d6s for me so we can see what injury you inflict as
Heck
they've
yeah.
taken?
I
Good chunk
got
of
a
damage.
3.
Ooh, 3. Ooh, 3's bad. The top and the bottom of this list are very bad. And that is a dismembered hand. He has got his
Oh.
hand up and is shooting, and you get him just right in the wrist with this horrifyingly painful shot. Oh, which also actually an additional 5 damage because it is a critical injury that cannot be stopped by the armor. And this hand that... Let me roll real quick. Let's see if it's his dominant hand, his shooting hand or not. High or low? Dylan?
Low.
Low. Oh, I missed my tray. That's fine. That's a 2. So it is a shooting hand as he is aimed towards you. You hit that wrist and you just see it blow off fully. Obviously drops anything that is in that hand and has an increased death save penalty. So that's going to be no bueno for him as you just hear blood-curdling scream going
I'm gonna
off.
shoot him again
Absolutely.
with a 20. And
20
another 6
also
in the
hits. Oh,
damage
another
roll.
6. Alrighty, so 1 6 this time though, but we're there. So that is going to be that much more damage. Oh, and yours is armor piercing actually, so it's going to be a little bit more for this hit. As he's taking that much damage, and his armor now goes down by 2 more. This thing is getting shredded. I mean, obviously there's a big gaping hole where his hand once was that you could now see into the suit, but then just more of the body you can see has like actually ripped apart. You can see like a little bit of just like his plaid shirt that he's just normally wearing under, as this like metallic suit has kind of ripped apart a bit. Then are you running into the building?
Yep.
Let's see. Okay. Ivy, it is your turn. Just so you know, all of you are inside the door. If y'all would like to like shut it, lock it, do anything, since it is the tech's turn, you're more than welcome to. Or if y'all want to finish off the guy, up to y'all.
If I'm trying to just place it on him, if I place it directly on his skin, could I possibly just knock him out?
The what?
The EMP.
The EMP is just going to attack the cybernetics, so it would just knock out the cybernetics.
Yeah, the EMPs don't do anything for...
Yeah, it doesn't actually do
Neat.
damage, but it'll turn off the tech.
She'll do that, I guess.
Okay. Alrighty. So are you wanting to kind of throw it? That's an athletics, or are you just gonna like kind of run up, kunk, run away?
Athletics is fine.
It's got a big range and you're close by, so even if you miss, like it's still probably in the realm of possibility. That's the fun thing,
16.
bullets, rockets, grenades, they still have life, even if they don't hit their target. All right.
16.
16. He's got a bunch of disadvantages to avoid this because he is severely injured. So let's do this evasion, which is actually be -4, which is a whopping 10 to evade. So you do get it right at his feet. And it will go off with kind of this just like electric pop. As then, let me roll real quick to see if by any chance he has any sort of ability. See, the good thing for y'all in this situation is these are just a bunch of road gangers that have been given fancy tech. Do you think they actually have cyber tech to like protect against some of these things? No, this was just a uniform they were given, as he legitimately does not have a cyber tech. His only tech skill is first aid. So I think the easy one is this suit obviously is not operating, but I think more because the only two actual cyberware that he has internally is the neural link and the interface plug, which is required to make this thing work. And those have fully shorted out. And you see, like, he just kind of slumps to the ground as he no longer has this suit kind of supporting him. He's been shot in the head. His arm is gone. Everything is very much going bad for him currently. And I think you see he does just eventually kind of like with his one left, like his hand that is left, rips his mask off and kind of throws it on the ground and is grumbling. And it is fully the guy that y'all had kidnapped earlier. I don't remember his name. George, maybe?
George sounds like the name.
I think it was George. And he's just cussing up a storm. And then that, y'all are kind of disabled or have him disabled currently. And you look into this building that you've kind of found yourself in, and there is a long hallway that you see reaches to the other side where the door has shut, and some of these other individuals have kind of ran out of. Here, I'm going to kind of do a weird reveal for y'all, for my players looking, as there's kind of this central area here that it leads into. You see that there are doors on each of the sides of this room, as cross section of hallways, and then on these sections there are doors as well. I will say it'd be easy enough to register that one direction of the hallway leads to the front door. You know that the other hallway probably leads somewhere towards the back where the grate was that you had come up previously. But everything is just loud echoes of gunshots and noise and screaming currently that you can't really tell much of what else is kind of going on in here. Unless y'all like to roll a perception check.
Perception. That's gonna be a 20.
Nice.
19.
19. Nice.
I'm using infrared.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah, mine are with the eyes, the fancy eyes.
Okay.
17.
17. Okay. So I think I'll kind of I'll give y'all each a little fun taste here. We'll start with Ivy. You are kind of looking around, trying to figure out what is where, what is going on, sort of thing. And with this like infrared, because infrared picks up like heat, right? That's like kind of its whole shtick. Can you tell I'm tired? Like I don't remember what anything actually does. In the room directly to the right of the hallway when y'all come in, like from the direction you would be walking, there is just kind of that door, and like it just seems warmer then kind of everything else is like something on the other side is producing some sort of heat. And that's interesting. I think to kind of go along with that, and maybe Dylan can kind of bounce this idea your direction. Dylan, you know a little bit about this facility because of unfortunate circumstances in your family, and you know that one of these rooms here still had a lot of tech and such. And there's kind of this rumor that, you know, when your brother had been found, like the tech wasn't working, it wasn't like a thing, but very clearly, like his injuries were very similar to those of a netrunner dying in the net of something attacking, though he was not found anywhere near there. You know, he was in kind of a storage room that was a little further back into the building. And you kind of have, you know, I don't know if you would have been here necessarily, but probably some crime scene photos or something you would have dug up. You're kind of putting together this area, and you know it is very much like a maze like building of just old shit, you know, left in here. And then with Chris having the 20 perception, you were able to hit the DV for hearing a bit of muffled distress noises and the clang of something metallic from the room when you come into, like, from coming down the hall to the left.
We'll gesture to that door on the left, and we'll kind of note for everyone, go movement inside left door. Kind of looked at everyone for, is that the next reasonable place to go, or
That sounds as reasonable as any.
Is that the door that's hot?
The opposite side of the hall.
Okay. Sure. That door I don't think we would want to go through anyway. I think it's a boiler room of some sort because the door is significantly warmer temperature-wise.
Just be careful with weird tech stuff here.
why is that?
People die here.
Like netrunners die here, or
Yeah, Netrunner died here.
well, as long as we don't, you know, take a dive, we should be okay.
Yeah.
Well, then go to open the door to the left.
Okay. You.
Ivy does sneak up behind Dylan and gives them a hug.
Oh.
Can I notice that?
Give a hug back.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not being
okay.
secretive about it.
Yeah.
Question is, does Chris care? Does the two empathy actually matter today? No. Chris will file that away for later.
Okay. You open the door up in here, and you see what looks to probably have been some sort of like factory type room. You can see some big, you know, crane type things that you would see in like a automotive workshop, you know, one that would probably lift an engine, like that kind of size, kind of cranes and lifts, and some different old rusty tools that are all kind of left, all Militech branded, very, you know, chipped paint. Been here a hot minute in just non-climate controlled Appalachia. You know, it's not going to last too well. And you can see that there are kind of some more of these grates here. This isn't the same room, but it seems like maybe that that piping system may continue through here, as it looks like it was some sort of workshop or something of some sort of form or fashion that would need some runoff. And you're able to kind of look around the corner when you walk in here, and you see sitting on like an old kind of rusty chair, Vincent, tied up, bruised all to hell, couple of black eyes, has like a little bit of like a tie on his mouth, and is just like wide eyed as much as his like swollen eyes can, like looking at you. And then there is a individual sitting on the kind of a metal table that was left there. Has like an old computer. I'm talking like 2020 old. So, you know, in this point in time. And is just dusty and cracked all to hell. And this guy's sitting on it. And this is a big guy, not in a black suit, not in a mask, in just like these like ripped up, dirty kind of like armored biker jeans with these like big old heavy combat boots, studs all along the edges of them and buckles and such. Has on this kind of t-shirt that, you know, you can't see because there's a jacket, but probably one's like ripped at the sleeves, has like an eagle flying over an American flag and like an 18-wheeler on it, you know, like very just like old school trucker vibe shirt. And then yeah, has on this leather jacket that's very much matches the pants, and that like armored kind of padded jacket. It's got some studs and stuff on the shoulders as well, and this long poofy like curly brown hair, and this long poofy curly brown beard, like very much like Santa Claus vibe, but not white yet with how big and like buffy this beard is here. And he's just kind of sitting there. He's got this big ass like freaking Bowie knife that he's just like picking his nails with, and he's kind of got one of those boots just like firmly into the side of Vincent, so he doesn't stand up as he's kind of sitting on this desk and looking at him. And he just looks over at y'all. I'm guessing y'all are the ones that had my fellas interrogated earlier. Coming for this piece of shit, or?
A few
I
things,
mean, I
really.
just thought there was a party, so
It sounds like there's a party now. I didn't think I'd be expecting so many guests. I thought I was just here to make a business deal,
It's
not
part of
have my
why.
boys getting shot at.
Part of why I'm here.
I see.
So,
I mean, if you've heard anything about this place, you know that being shot at's probably the least of your worries.
Oh, nah, I don't have nothing to worry about this place. It's pretty nice.
Sure about that?
You know, when you're
Because
given the keys,
things I've
usually
seen,
the guard dogs don't attack
especially
too
here.
much.
But what do I know? I'm just a little girl from a small town.
Oh, honey, that ain't gonna work on me. I'm just a little boy from a small town. I know we can do much bigger things than people think we can. So, I just want to know real quick. Have y'all put the pieces together yet, or are y'all just going to come here and cause a ruckus and really piss off some people a little bit bigger than me? Or are we going to maybe call off the nuns up front and be civilized? Just want to know before I get the rest of my crew to come driving up the mountain.
do we have a need to not be civilized?
It seems like it. Poor George done got an arm out there. Like turns around a little like laptop that's on the desk that's very clearly new. That's security cameras outside.
I mean, he got all of his body parts when I gave him back to you the first time, so.
I guess that's true. You know, shame on you, shame on me, whatever. However that saying goes, I don't know. By the second time, you better get fucking smart. That's the easier way
Yeah,
to
yeah.
put it. Yeah.
Fool you twice.
So, I would hate to lose a business partner, and y'all seem like two pretty respectable women here, so I'd rather not get the shotgun out. So let's maybe call off the shooting outside. We can get this business going, and maybe we can become fast friends. You know, me and the town and all. I've been looking for somewhere to settle for a bit, so this would be a nice stop.
See, I don't know the town's going to be super excited about you.
Oh, I'm sure not, but they know I'm here now, so really, looks like I've got to figure it out. And honestly, you'd rather have me here than the alternative, so.
There's an alternative?
Oh, you haven't figured it out, huh?
No, I've got pieces that I've put together. I'm just curious what your idea of the alternative is.
Oh, well, see, I'm here because those muckety mucks at Militech don't feel like moving people out here quite yet. They'd rather outsource, you see.
Contracting. It's a very
Yeah.
profitable way to, continue doing business without paying anybody actual salaries and stuff like that.
Oh, I don't care too much about salary. They pay me a lot more than that. But, and
Sure
honestly, I like having my freedom of being able to cut and run. You know, it comes with the business and all. But,
With your business, yes.
yeah, if we don't continue to do the things that we need to do in this area for them, then they're going to show up and then they're going to put a lot of, businessy muckety muck stuff on y'all city. And I've seen a couple of small towns go way downhill because of these, executive dick bags. So I think us just over here in secret is fine, right?
Except for probably won't stay a secret for too long.
I guess that's true. Well, I guess I tried. Y'all want Vincent, or can I go ahead and finish him off real quick and make this easy?
Do you want Vincent? Kind of looks at Dylan.
What were our orders?
Get Vincent out. Get Vincent out. It was not specified alive or dead, but the assumption was alive, but you could argue either way.
Unfortunately, I think we need to take our friend home. Not in a body bag.
Yeah, I guess you gotta show a little bit of compassion for the old guy.
Well, Vincent, it seems like they probably know what shit you've been up to, so maybe going home's gonna be a bigger punishment than my shotgun to your head. So, and he just takes his foot off and then just heavily kicks him in the side, so he just plops off of the chair onto the ground. Where does that leave us, though?
Business deal's still a business deal. I sent over the proposal with George. Have you
Oh
had time to
yeah,
look
I
at
did
it?
get that. I did get that. I did look it over. I skimmed it a bit and whatever. And it seems very solid. It seems like a good deal. Though unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna be able to go over with it all now, seeing as half a damn Pine Hollow is throwing grenades at my wall. So
Well, you did abduct one of the local community. Unfortunately, as you know from a small community yourself, at least so you say, they're a little protective of their own.
yeah, I figured this one maybe wasn't so much. He's pissed off a lot of people here. Back in that city, he's really done a whole hell. Honestly, I've got quite a few personal problems with him and all, running in on a lot of my businesses. Gives him another little kick, with the pointed,
Steel toe.
the steel toe and those little daggers on the end of it, just gives him a little kick. Well, and you see he picks up kind of the laptop and clicks through. I'm a big enough man to admit when I may be in a losing position. And honestly, I don't want to lose any more of my fellas than I gotta. Though, you're a businessman yourself. I'm sure you've drawn up plenty of contracts, and it's not going to be so easy for me to get out of the one I'm currently in. So, how
There's no
about...
clauses.
hey, I'll send it over to your assistant here, and maybe y'all can look it up for me. Which could be a part of this deal that I'm about to cut, maybe.
So you looked at the contract. You thought it
Look at the contract.
was
Great.
great, but
Absolutely.
you want to renegotiate.
Oh no, that contract I think can stand.
Oh,
As
okay.
long as this next one can go through, because otherwise there's no real point for the other one.
Sure.
So, you, like I said, all seem like reasonable people. Like you're not really wanting to come in and kill a bunch of folks, otherwise you would have, well, you did shoot him in the head, points to Bonita, who just gives like a little smile and a shrug, like, oh, you noticed. I know. I'm great. He's like, but you could have done a lot worse. And honestly, a lot of the people up front are more shooting above heads than they could, you know? So what if I make a big show about running out of here? Oh, wait, hold on. And he takes the edge, like the butt end of his shotgun and just knocks the shit out of Vincent. So he like passes out. All right, anyway. So what if I make a big show out of getting out of here? I pull my fellas and we leave. We go take a quick little vacation. You know, I don't know, go down to the Keys or something, get away for a bit. Actually,
It'd be
Taylor
nice this
thinking
time
the
of year.
Keys are very underwater, but that's all right. You know, there's new Keys. They're floating now.
Yeah, the new
Yeah,
keys. They're
the
wonderful
new
this time of year.
Keys. They're wonderful this time of year. So, you know, we go spend a little summer vacation, and then we sneak our way up here and get back to what we were doing. We'll stay out of y'all's hair. We don't have any sort of grudge against any of you, or really, it's just Vincent. So, seeing as he's in trouble, I'm assuming his drug running business is done with, which I would greatly appreciate because that's really what brings in the money for me. So, we go on, then we can get our internet set up, we can do all of this, and we can keep our big ol' uppity executives happy in Militech, and y'all can, you know, I don't know, keep an eye on us if you like or whatever, but maybe not let the bigger town know. I'd hate to have more grenades at my door. Honestly, like I said, Militech showing up and taking over the operation might be a little more intrusive for y'all, but we'll keep our contract with the nomads, keep them employed and making money. We'll just cut Vincent out of it. They wanted to anyway, which honestly I would approve of,
Everyone seems in
you know.
accords there. You still would end up running drugs through the city as part of this.
Oh, I'm not too worried about y'all city, honestly. I mean, I'm sure Vincent's got enough hidden around town to keep y'all supplied. He was just stretching a little out of his borders, and that was what was pissing me off. So, if he's done with that business, then I won't have an issue.
Mm.
And hey, I can even sweeten the deal and maybe give a little donation to the city every now and a while, you know, with some extra funds. Make sure y'all are well taken care of, or bringing in more contacts, whatever it is you might need. And honestly, a lot of people have started noticing in y'all, and a lot of people are scared of us, so maybe we can help your seclusion a bit. I really think it's a win 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 win, honestly. Add one more win just for good measure.
Question.
Oh
This
my
is
God,
like
I'm so sorry. My name is Johnny. What is your name? And he stands up, and his hand is like the size of like a freaking giant as he goes to shake yours.
I actually had GM question.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Um, when we've talked with Grammy, what has been her view on this kind of stuff? Like,
Yeah, so I mean, you definitely heard from her about a lot of the other gangs, organization, towns, and stuff that have started kind of moving in, that they've been able to kind of push back with various deals or threats or whatever.
okay,
They definitely, I mean, this gang has a very like rough reputation just because they are so big. Like, you know, kind of how like the Aldecados are for the nomads, is just this giant nation. That's kind of what these people have become
yeah,
on this side, like almost that big and so spread. So it's like they've got a reputation, and this is like the head of it. But like, you know, even Roman gang nomads work by some sort of code, so maybe if you can figure it out, you know, that's kind of like just how they operate. They're not good people by any means, but they're also just trying to
Oh,
make a living.
never guessed that. I just want to know what Grammy's rule was. Like, do you make a deal to like make sure nothing new comes
You've
if you
definitely
know this
heard
is the
of
evil?
this, like
Okay.
with some of the other that y'all would have like they would have mentioned updates from.
Okay. Oh,
You know, down in what's left of the floating keys, uh, there's some good seafood I can bring up even. We can really make this fun. You know, y'all's nomads go up north, we go down south. There's just so many opportunities that we could work out if we learn to live copacetically, you know. Or y'all can just shoot me right here and see if you live.
See if you live.
I
Oh, see if I live. Yeah, you know. I guess I'll make it seem like it's an equal fight. Though I am a little
I
scared of her again, points up Bonita.
I think everyone would be more happy with some sort of amiable negotiation.
I know I would be.
I give a look at Chris to like kind of like this is out of my depth. You make a lot more of these things. Does it look like an actually okay deal? And I give this look as well to Ivy. Like,
Ivy's great at deals.
yeah, I'm looking more at Chris, but I'm also taking in Ivy to like, because Ivy can at least, I feel like Ivy would be able to tell someone that might, scratch that. I don't know if Ivy would be able to tell someone that's trying to screw her business over or not. I really don't know if that would be true. I
I
hope
have
Ivy would think
I
that.
have human perception.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, anyone is definitely willing or like able to
That's a
roll and
good
just kind of
point.
read him and just kind of
12.
see what's going on. 12.
So we all do the human perception thing.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I'm sure
Oh,
he's
that's the wrong one.
percepting y'all.
That's land vehicle tech.
I drive a car into the military building.
Ah, yes, my 6 in human
Vroom, vroom.
perception because I have 2
Oh.
empathy.
Beautiful.
But I credit for
You
21.
critically
Hey!
succeeded. This is your zone. This is what you fucking
Get
do.
in.
You are
That's
like
fair.
used to it. You know what's happening. But I mean, I think even with like Ivy having the lowest at a 12, like this guy is really everything that is coming out of his mouth is fully what he's thinking. Like there's no hiding shit. He's like, we can fucking try and kill each other or we can make a deal. Like this is how I operate. So this is how we're going to operate right now or it's going to be dirty, you know? Like what are we doing, guys? You know, like it's very much just that like very charismatic kind of villain in a movie where you're like, I like him, but fuck that guy. That is fully his like just general vibe. So it's all pretty straightforward, you know, it seems. And just what y'all would know from their reputation, like there is an honor, there is a code. They've existed this long for a reason.
So it seems like it might be more beneficial to try and make this deal.
Yeah. And I think that's the look I give back to you as you would look for that, like, you know these things. What do you think? And I'll kind of give you this subtle nod of like, it's up front, you know. I think there's a couple assurances, and I think this is where Chris will then turn to Johnny and go, so you ghost the town for a while, as is your namesake. You come back in what, say 4 months, 5 months, get time to really settle down. Think that's
Yeah.
long enough? And that
You
should also
know,
be-
I bet if we can prove that this place will be left alone for that long, I can probably get my boss, for lack of better terms, to approve an extended vacation, you know.
Certainly.
PTO
So,
is important, you know, for mental health and all, or
why do you think
whatever.
I'm here?
Ah, that makes sense. I
What's
see.
PTO?
Paid time off. I doubt mine will be paid, but you know, I got contacts down in the Keys, so
You can get that?
When you have a corporate job, yes.
yeah. See, this is why I
Oh,
like the contracts. I loop that in with my time.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I don't need a salary when I can take days off and get paid sometimes, you know, on top of my other deals. I do recommend a lot of people to make sure you have a good PTO plan. It is very important for your mental health.
Um, a couple. I think we can safely assure that this place will be left untouched during your absence. When you return, we'll have to change this getup to something a little more actually invisible than just.
That's fine. Hey, this worked for a long time. I mean, the people up here are quite superstitious. It's real fun.
I
I mean,
think
we
there's a
got
couple other
superstitions
ones.
too, but
There are. There's a couple that I've heard of in town.
maybe we'd be Bigfoot.
If you want to wear stilts all day,
Oh, I'm already tall enough. As he fully stands up, is like nearly 7 feet tall, and
we'll
like
just
not
gotta.
augmented. He's just a
Yeah,
massive man.
we'll just look up and go. No, you could be taller.
I could learn to use stilts or platform boots.
Platform boots. There you go.
There we
Anyway,
go.
change the whole get up so that way it's no longer the spooky individuals at the old Militech facility. Um, you know, low profile. If you wish to contribute to the city in some meaningful manner, it is through dead drops. Um,
I know where
well,
Vincent's are. We can repurpose them.
well,
makes that.
what if instead of dead drops, we can make it so that like Ella and I can go pick it up and it could be like the nomads brought it in.
That
Another
works for
option
me
as well.
too.
It's just a different form of dead drop, just something that detaches these individuals who are on the nuns and the council's radar
There we go. We can meet up
from.
in that town you like to sneak around in. I saw y'all a
Ye-
couple weeks ago.
What town? Oh,
You should really wear a mask and some goggles around there. That place is nasty.
Is it still irradiated or?
No, now it's just gross.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. A lot of stagnant water and such.
But yeah, something that detaches, keeps anonymity towards y'all. Because
And would be a little bit more welcoming from the town. We are superstitious, but people are quick to shoot first, ask questions second.
or while
Honestly,
shooting.
I admire that. Yeah. Makes sense. Y'all did shoot before coming in here and asking questions, so. Which valid.
Benita does have itchy trigger finger, from what I can recall.
It's been so long since I've gone to itch it, you know? Or scratch it. Scratch the itch. Whatever. However it say goes. I'm just so excited. I can't keep any of it straight. And you see that, like, Johnny's giving her this look that's, like, a little scared and then a little intrigued and is like, would you want to get a drink with me sometime? You are very interested. And she's like, oh my God. Maybe. I need to renegotiate my PTO.
Either way, something that gives anonymity would be valid, or I think a necessity in making this contract work. Um, I know we were more out of character than in character. There was concern from the council, if I remember correctly, about drugs being a problem in the city or becoming a problem. So, and then we'll kind of look to Dylan in character and go, we're not doing as much drugs around here, right?
The goal would to be as little as possible.
Okay.
Oh, I
then
will gladly take Vincent's supply off y'all's hands and get them further down away from the town if you want it. I mean, as a parting gift.
Um, since it is town property, if we could get a cut, possibly.
Oh, absolutely, when I come back in 4 months. I'm honest, I promise. I'll keep a ledger. Well, Gary was the one that kept a lot of ledgers. I'll get someone else to do it. He is missing his rat in hand. Or George, whatever his name is. Look, there's so many of them.
how do you not keep people straight? That's a question I have as a on a managerial level. If you don't know your people, are you? That's a question I got. Like,
That's George's job, too. He's really my right hand man. Oh, man. Too soon. Damn.
It's gonna be left hand from now on.
Ow.
there are.
You are just all left hands today.
Good thing. My left hand is my dominant hand. Anyway, we're getting off topic. You can also get George a cybernetic hand. That
Oh,
works
yeah, we can
just as
fix
good.
it. Yeah, I'm not too worried about
You
it.
can get one of these, and we'll do the pop out gun arm.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. That way he doesn't have to worry about his arm getting shot off or his hand getting shot off.
There you go. Or if it does, we replace it.
I mean, technically, it can still get shot off if it's hit right in.
Well, you can just shut the entire arm off, yeah, but the hand isn't gonna stop. If the hand goes, it's still not gonna stop it from the gun being usable.
There you go. There you go. Oh,
Mm,
I like
Well-
this.
maybe. Yeah, okay.
Maybe someone can invent us a fancy arm that won't get a hand shot off. Of course, we'll pay.
I like him. What? Oh, she starts writing down ideas. Fancy what? Wait, no, what were the exact words you just said?
You know, another thing. Look, I'm just gonna keep sweet in the pot because honestly, I do like y'all. We do a lot of traveling, and we know a lot of people with a lot of money, especially down in Florida, over in DC, that have some good tech. Good tech that they will pay or they'll sell to me for cheap because I have a lot of favors to call in. So, just saying. Or some good people that I could introduce you to if you wanted to learn a thing or two. Come on, guys. Why aren't we signing a contract yet? I'm a fucking catch.
Ivy is wide-eyed. The thought of getting new tech, and she's trying not to visibly show it, but she is failing math terribly.
The reason we aren't signing a contract right this second is because we do need to draw one up. So
That's, yeah, you know what? That's valid. Well, so
but
I make a
we
big
have-
show about leaving, maybe loop back up at your abode. I did stop by one day and drop off your arrows, so I know how to find it.
I do
then-
appreciate it, by the way.
You're welcome. They were very nice. I would have felt bad keeping them. But we'll make a big show. We'll get on out of here. A couple of days or so, I'll swing by your place and maybe sign some contracts. And if it all seems amenable, then I won't have to kill you in your own house. How about that?
Oh no, Benita would be very upset to have to replace any of the furnishings due to blood,
Oh, and
especially
she
mine.
has done a great job. I was looking through the windows a bit. I was very impressed. He's like fully just like laying it on so thick every time he's talking to Bonita. And she's like, oh my God. Okay.
Does Benita see that though?
I think what's Bonita? Bonita has like a 3 or 4 empathy. She's not far up there, but look,
Yeah.
if you compliment her murdering and her interior design, look, that's something.
There.
I really like how you murdered that man yesterday.
Yeah,
It's like, maybe you know just the right thing to say.
that would make the most twisted, terrifying couple. All right. Well, here. Let me ask this before we wrap it all up. So, obviously, like I said, I'll disappear for a bit. We'll keep the contracts going with the nomads directly. That way we don't got to worry about no middleman pay, and they're gonna be a lot happier. Plus, they can come here and they don't got to carry it as far. It's a great deal. Whatever extra goodies that y'all might need or I might bring on my travels or donations for the city, then we can deal with, you said Ella and you maybe, or Dead Drops. whatever we decide there. Obviously, we can get that ziggurat contract all up and tied up. That will be very nice and make it much easier for us. But I think I heard your name was Dylan. What can I
Yes.
do for you other than helping out the city and giving you Vincent back? Is there anything?
Surprisingly, I don't think so. My main goal is to help the city and make sure that things are kept discreet.
Well, I can keep it discreet. Don't you worry about that. And, if we go down the road and there's something else you're interested in, we are more than willing to make it happen. Find you something special or anything like that. And then to guess all your thing, like, fully can start like sending out like EPs of Joe's music to like drop off places.
Yeah. Joe's going to get famous, and next time they look it up, they're going to see that people have heard the music.
There you go. Well, I think then this just sounds quite hunky-dory to me. How about we run all out of here with our tails tucked and scared of your nun security, which is a little scary. I'm gonna be honest. They are very equipped, and we'll come over for dinner in a couple of days once you get that contract all signed up, and hopefully I'll be out of your hair for good. Well, few months.
Out of our hair in the capacity of being a problem and a thorn in our sides.
There you go. And I'll come back with some fresh seafood and key lime pie. How about that? Well,
Sounds reasonable.
well, good luck getting him out of here. I'm gonna go pick up George. Jesus. It's like in Parks and Rec where it's Jerry, Gary. Like, it's always different.
Just we'll go. One thing, just on a personal note,
Yeah.
start learning your staff. They will
Look.
respect you more if you know things about them.
You're right. And honestly, they're new, and he has shown a lot of initiative. I really should.
The fact that he didn't run off after I stole him for an afternoon and made him
And
see his
still
own
brought me the
paper trail.
contract and everything.
Yeah.
Which I'm going to hold on to that. And once everything blows over, we'll sign that officially. I just want to make sure I'm not prematurely putting my name on anything.
Certainly. We can sign both of them when we do the other one.
Beautiful.
While they're talking, Ivy walks over to pick up Vincent and just like puts him over her shoulder in the most uncomfortable way possible, and just like starts carrying him out through the front.
Well, y'all have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. And I am so excited to see what this blossoming relationship turns into. Gives a little wink to Bonita and walks out the door. You can see through the security camera. He just like goes and does the same thing and picks up and puts George. This is Taylor. Doesn't remember his name. George over his shoulder. And then you just see like the most like animated, like, oh my god, we gotta get out of here, come on, and like yelling as they like hop on some of the four-wheelers and like ride out the back and like go off. And yeah, y'all Ivy's buff can get Vince the most way. I'll probably need some like help to keep going with him because he is quite the large man.
He's trying to look real tough and like starts to take a couple steps a little slower. She's like, no, I got this. But it's like when your legs are burning and they're about to give out type of moment.
I think like Bonita walks up to you and just like puts her shoulder under part of his body and just walks with you. So it's like not very noticeable, but it's this like, we're friends now, remember? Kunk like helps carry him out.
I don't. This is actually not as terrifying as before, so this is good. Ivy's okay with this one.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, y'all are able to kind of walk out, and like you could see too from just like what's left. Like obviously the turrets are blown up, the doors all blown to hell. Like it's a mess, but there's not like dead bodies everywhere or anything. Like it was very clearly like the townsfolk were shooting over heads and scaring and trying to run people off, and like they weren't really super fighting that hard back either. You know, it was kind of this just weird standoff until they got the word from Johnny to like kill, and then he didn't give it because y'all diffused the situation. So it's all in all, other than you know a few bumps and bruises, a stray bullet hole here or there, pretty solid, and y'all can get Vincent back in. You know, Grammy Gwen kind of like rolls her eyes and does a little like you know turn up of the nose of just like fuck this guy, and it's like throw him in the back of her truck.
I can put a tracking device on him if you would like, and also a little device that'll ease into hear into his conversation. So if he set up to anything at any point, we would know.
Oh, that's fun. All right, I like it.
Other idea? Other idea.
Yeah.
Hear me out. We just kill him.
You can see she's really thinking about it. And Grammy Gwen is like, I was real close to not letting him be saved, if we're going to be honest, but he'd been around for a while. His sister, as much as she hates his goats, would be upset to see him go. Plus, we want to make sure due process of law or whatever happens so that Skeeter doesn't take up his fucking meth business, so.
Oh, right. Yeah. That'd be bad.
Yeah, maybe we can ship him off somewhere when it's all said and done. You got contacts in that city, right? And we maybe throw him in a jail cell somewhere.
Oh, yeah. I got a couple contacts over in that prison system. He'd get lost there in a good way.
She just looks over her shoulders and sees that none of the other townsfolk are listening. She's like, we'll talk about it. Throw him in the back of the truck and agrees to the tracking and the audio bug. And yeah.
Begin has to make them. But
Yeah. And she's like, whenever. We gonna have him in the back room at the mayor's office until we figure this all out. And then they'll hop in and drive off, and y'all are left to yourselves and to do, you know, kind of whatever you would like. Thank you. And Grandma Gwen looks to Dylan when she started leaving. She's like, oh, I'll let you know when the next bingo meeting is. All right. It's probably gonna be pretty soon, so we can deal with this.
Yeah, I've got some info for later, but
Beautiful. Well, thank you all so very much for making this quicker than it needed to be. And whatever you said to scare them off. And they'll drive off. And before we kind of put a little bow on the end of the season, is there anything in the coming days or anything that y'all would particularly want to kind of do or wrap up? Obviously, Johnny will come back for the contract. He's not going to add anything new to it. He's going to kind of like what he laid out is what he expects. So what in the coming days would y'all like to do? And just a little, you know, you tell me monologue it.
I've got pretty short stuff, so I think that Dylan at some point will fill Grammy in on the deal because she's just it's gonna come out. I don't want it coming out with me lying to her. But it'll be like, do you want to know this or do you not want to know this type of a conversation?
Yeah, and I think she
safer
will.
for you not.
Yeah, I think she'll probably want to know, but probably not like the whole group. You know, like let's talk about it first and figure out what's going on.
Yep. Or else she's just gonna keep investigating the small stuff, finding the different secrets. Probably found new information now that that military place has been abandoned for a while. It's probably gonna start delving there to figure out what really happened there, or else that's mainly what she does.
Absolutely. And I think too, like what you'll kind of figure out as you're kind of looking in there, because like I said, they'll come, they'll sign the contract, they'll disappear for a few months, and probably as part of that was like keeping it clear, but y'all keep an eye on it. Make sure everything's good, so that way if something bad happens, y'all's ass is grass, not mine, kind of thing. And as you're kind of looking through, and you kind of go through the general building, and there's a lot of like the locked doors and things that y'all now have the code for that has like various different Militech things in it, like crates and stuff that are clearly new. And some of the tech, but you see that one room that had been a little warm was actually just a bunch of electronics that were like reinstalled, returned on, and sort of things that they're kind of clearing out. It seems like a lot of information they might have been offloading and like sending stuff back, sort of thing. But it's very clear that whatever had happened when your brother was here, these were clearly on, and someone had come in and unplugged and turned off and hid the evidence, which was it these guys? Who knows? Was it another contractor group? Was it actually Militech? Who knows? But they're like keeping it clean, as whatever was in here probably had some like rabbit AIs that had like, mutated once they were kind of off the net. It could have just been a really shitty hellhound or demon, something in here that was protecting the information or had twisted is a part of whatever they're doing, and they're cleaning out kind of some stuff here and reinstating things. What about Ivy or Chris? Or is there anything else for Dylan that they're looking through?
That's
Okay.
it.
I think over the next couple of days, other than building the tracking device and recording device, that will directly go to her like safe download place on that only she has access to. She it's not gonna be in like the upcoming days, but eventually she's gonna move in with Ella because her living in a she's finally convinced that living in a whatchamacallit, a
Workshop.
shed,
Yeah,
a
shed,
workshop turned shed is bad. Also, she stopped drinking coffee
Yay!
because she realized when her hands aren't shaking, she can do things better and they don't explode as much.
Levi's giving you your new business plan that he mocked up, where you can actually make profit should you choose to use it.
Yeah.
Okay. What's Chris up to in the coming days as this wraps up?
Probably more therapy.
Definitely.
Probably a lot.
We should give one more therapy roll to see if your empathy goes up.
Yeah, let's see. I gotta remember how it goes. We've got Althea now and Dr. Chop helping. Where therapy and you, I know is what it's called. Where is it at? There it is. 229. So I can remember, because I think I just have to roll like a medtech, and then you get to roll whatever.
Yeah, the B6 of humanity. I get back.
Yeah. It's only a DV17. Althea's got like more than that, I think, to start. Doesn't she? I don't have, or they. I don't have.
But, yeah, I think
I have Dr. Chops. I'll roll his, since he's more the therapy
fine.
guy anyway. That's actually a 10. And that's a 4. So that's already a 14 plus. Yeah. That's a 20 something. So yeah, go ahead and roll your 4d6, and let's see how much closer to your max you can get here now.
That is a
there's
beautiful
6 in there.
14.
14 humanity back. Obviously, if there's less than that in your max, you can't go that much, but I think you should be able to still.
I have plenty. I'm now up to 26 with therapy. Sorry. I'm now up to 44 with therapy.
Holy cow!
You have 4 empathy now. Yay.
I'm a normal human being and
gosh,
no longer a psycho.
Yeah, there's been a lot of work. You have friends now. You're like you're working on these contracts, and you're a little more present and a little more with it. Like, even there's a couple of times that Bonita says something, you're like, wow, that's harsh, and they're like, whoa. Whoa.
Well, we'll look at Bonita like, I'm scheduling you therapy.
Yeah.
She's just like drinking a little espresso and is like, yeah, that's probably smart. working for this company has been a lot on my psyche.
Working for any major corpo can be a lot on someone's psyche.
Fair.
I think we got the easier end with it being Ziggurat and not, like working for Arasaka in any capacity.
She just gives you this very blank stare and then kind of looks past you. She's like, yeah, it's been easy. Her hand's just shaking a little. She takes a drink.
Oh, all right. We'll call up our shop and go. Hey, I'd like to schedule an appointment as well for Bonita.
He's
We'll
like,
do that.
oh, thank God. Okay. Yes. I got you on the books.
I've been wanting to ask you to do that for so long, but I
He's
was
like,
afraid you'd
I've-
kill me.
Yeah. He's like, I have had an hour session blocked off every week since I've been here. Just hoping.
No, but well, be more present, be more normal, and less unhinged. Kind of accepting the fact that friendship is not knives in the back or murdering in the terms of best friends. We'll lament over the lack of butterflies, though, and moths.
Yes.
We'll miss the.
And can I say that Ivy plants some flowers to attract more butterflies
Oh, yeah. A little butterfly garden. That's so sweet.
along the lake?
That's cute. I love it. So, yeah, y'all are, going about your business, improving yourselves, doing these different things. Vincent is kind of dealt with in the way that the cancel? Oof.
The cancel.
Council. My West Texas came out. Council, how they deal with general things. And we'll probably get some sort of contact from Chris for, law enforcement of some sort. Like, can we drop him off at like some nearest place? Skeeter Jr. and Earl kind of go down the same route. Y'all are able to kind of clear out with the help of Granny Gwen, get some of those drugs out of there and to the Ghost Crew to go make out some money, like this is Cyberpunk world. She's not gonna burn that shit. That makes money. Let's do it.
Can we keep the speakeasy?
Absolutely.
And then can we keep the people that were employed by the speakeasy?
Absolutely. Because, yeah, I mean, now more people know about it, too, and there's, like, good booze. Like, there's still the contacts to bring in the booze and such, like, that Vincent's already made that he did keep very good books. You can keep those kind of contacts together. I feel like maybe even, I don't know, I think Ella might really enjoy taking that over, seeing as the, like... what was her place called? I forgot. Is like, yes. The dive is like, probably still keep the mechanic stuff of that going, but would like fully jump on being able to kind of manage a legitimate like business and not just a few guys coming in and grab beers every once in a while.
It also would piss off Vincent the most, honestly.
Exactly. But yeah, we'll do it. It'll be less, I mean, still the speakeasy vibe for sake of being cool, but much more open to everyone. Like, everyone that was employed, like, sex work is real work. They are still able to go on and do what they wish. And, like, it is just a much happier and healthier environment than what Vincent was running. And
There's not a meth lab hidden in there.
And there's not a meth lab, but there is a ton of storage for whatever y'all want. And you have access to the mines, so that'll be fun to see what's hiding in there.
Storage for all that tech.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
Yeah, it could be your
Yeah,
new
I'm so
workshop. A huge fucking,
mines.
like, workshop
Yes.
Yeah.
in the cave.
New workshop.
Yep.
We just gotta
Maybe
make
that's
sure
where bingo nights will now
Whatever's
be
in the
forever
radiated
held. There are radiated caves down there, though, so yeah, have fun with that.
We can only go so far.
You can only go so far. Far. But I think that is then where we will put our little bow on this campaign, as Pine Hollow has improved quite a bit, hopefully. As in any cyberpunk world and story, it's all a gray area, and we're just doing the best we can to survive, baby. But since it is the end and we're all wrapping up, how about everybody kind of like go around, tell everybody who you are, where you're from, other things you got going on, and the such. Let's start with Finn, the newest of 2000 Tales. What else? What else you do?
Hello, I'm Fen. You can find me around the internet on various places. I pop into various other streams every once in a while and hang out like here. I also am GM and producer and editor and a few other hats over on a podcast called RTO, Response Team Omnicron. It is a monthly podcast that does Lancer shenanigans. So if you like big mechs and a lot of emotional nonsense, because that's what we're getting into, that's the show for you. Anyway, that's not my stuff.
I do.
So
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Then let's go to Nikki.
Hi, I'm Nikki, aka Beholder to No One, which is no longer a podcast but is a network, and I'm working on some Cyberpunk release games that was DM'd by someone. Which one? Somebody. No, it was.
oh, this is my. Oh yeah. I guess I did do that, huh?
Yeah, so that's coming out whenever I actually get the motivation to edit it, and working on some stuff for that. And otherwise, you find me here on Tuesdays and Fridays, and in the future, eventually on RTO. Don't know when, so just
Probably
listen to all
like
of it. And
July, I think the current.
well, listen
current
to everything
guess.
up until then, so you're caught up by July.
So you're in the know. And then Mary.
Hi, I'm Mary Kate Mead. You can find my stuff at Twitter at NerdOnWheels15, where I chat about disability, TTRPGs, and everything in between. Fun stuff I have going on next week. You can catch me, of course, on Tuesdays and Fridays here. Right now we're doing Vampire the Masquerade on Tuesdays, and then this coming Friday, will be the final season of Weird Web begins. It's gonna be crazy. Wednesday, you can find me on Lost Caravan RPG at 8 p.m. EST for a one-shot of Good Strong Hands. It's basically if everyone lived in a almost like a childlike dream world, and I am playing a ghost, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And then on next Saturday, you can catch me on HSC for a fun one-shot for charity game where we're going to be playing Monster of the Week. That's a therapeutic RPG game. It's going to be a lot of fun. J Mark, that plays in our Tuesday game, is running it, and it'll be a blast.
It'll be so fun. And then I'm Taylor, or at _potatito_ on the internet. I'm also here on Tuesdays. I run all of the fun things over on High Shelf Collective, like the charity game coming up where we're raising money for Guardians Mental Health, which is like an absolutely amazing group that like just does so much for mental health. They make these wonderful packets that you can have that has all sorts of resources and aids. They make bots that you can put into like your Discord, your Twitch chats that can like really help give people the information they need for different mental health issues and such that they may be struggling with. And it's just absolutely wonderful and like rooted in the gaming space. Like they started because of because of Destiny, as Guardians, and so they're just very, very, very fun. And then what else do I have going on? That's really it, with the exception of then obviously here on Tuesdays and then on Wednesday over on High Shelf Collective, I'm running a Cyberpunk Red game, Ascension in Paradise. So it's like goofy, wild, fun Baywatch out on the ocean Cyberpunk. But hey, guess what? We've hit the point of where it's not fun anymore. It's terrifying. So the Cyberpunk is hit now. We're no longer goofy, fun beach time. We're not fighting pirates. Shit is real. Come join. And then you can also find me over on Apochromatic Unlimited, which is an all POC ran and owned just whole collective. We are working on a zine that we are going to start producing, as well as APs and all sorts of stuff that we have recorded in the can and ready to get those out into the world. And it's just a very fun place to be. But yeah, other than that, everybody come back over here on Tuesday for some Vampire the Masquerade, our Portland by Night series. And then we'll see you next Friday for some Monster of the Week season 5. 5? Is that what we said? 5?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Weird
season
Web
5.
season 5.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. All right, I don't have my right tab up. Thanks for watching, everybody. This has been a blast. Smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave. I don't know how to use this program.